Hello, hello, family. How's everybody doing? Welcome back to Calibama Live with Chef Lori. That's me. I can't wait to hear about y'all's Thanksgiving. Hear how everybody did get all the equipment situated, you guys. I'm so excited to be back with you tonight. But y'all know it don't take a lot for me to get excited. I am easily excitable. Easily excitable. Come on in. We are going to make some comfort food tonight, y'all. As if we haven't had enough comfort food in the last week, right? But you know what? You can never have too much comfort food because it makes you comfortable. And since when is it possible to be too comfortable? Okay. Anyway, we're making comfort food. Come on in, family. I'm super excited. How was y'all's Thanksgiving? Lisa D. Hey, Lisa D. Nice to see you. I met Lisa D last week. If you guys didn't catch it, I did a podcast. I told y'all about this when we were finishing up last week. I was doing a podcast with AB from Smoking and Grilling with AB and Pat Neely. We did that last Tuesday before Thanksgiving. Y'all, that was so much fun. I'm serious. That was so much fun. I got to get the link from AB and Pat so I can put it up. We had a blast talking about everything possible. And Lisa D from Lisa D's Delights. See, I don't know why they can't say that, Lisa. I can say it, Lisa D's Delights. I don't get it. Anyway, it's a female thing. Was there and we met that way. And I am just so thankful to have you here. And Lisa D is in Dallas too. So we got to work all that out. All right, family. Here's what we finna do. Tonight we're making chicken and dumplings. So what I want y'all to do is share this video. Number one, hit the share button. I talked to the folks again. It's still free. And not only is it free, it's a Christmas gift. You can hit extra time and they won't charge you double the nothing that they charged for before. See there? Share this video and tell me where you're calling from, where you're watching from, so I can know who's who and what's happening. All right, y'all. Tonight we are going to go country extraordinaire. I'm going to make chicken and dumplings, one of my absolute favorite things to have. It reminds me of my grandma. And I just, some foods when you eat them, you just feel warm and fuzzy inside. This is one of the ones when I eat chicken and dumplings, I feel warm and fuzzy inside. And I did, honestly, I admit, I went back and forth with this because I'm like, it was just Thanksgiving and we just ate all that heavy food and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, you know what? I'm not even going down that road. We're gonna make what's good. Because if it ain't chicken and dumplings, I'm gonna make a dessert. And y'all would probably much less another dessert than another. I don't know. We're doing chicken and dumplings. Thank you, Lisa, sharing me out. I appreciate it. All right, and I see we got Tampa, Florida in the house. Whoop, whoop. We got Las Vegas, we got Chicago, we got Atlanta, and of course we got Dallas. Okay, sound to me, and we got New York. I see Shakina up there. Y'all, we about to do it. Let's get to it. Nothing to y'all know I can run my mouth all night, but I'm a cook. Okay, first thing we're gonna do, I've got my big stock pot going. Let's get our views straight. Let me get the mouse so I can get our overhead shot. I'm gonna do, here we go, add to stream. We're gonna do a side by side tonight, you guys. So here's our pot. I am starting by melting a stick of butter. Yes, let that soak in. A stick of butter. I see Indianapolis in the house. And I see Milwaukee, Sonia, AB, and Pat, new fan. Woo-hoo. Oh, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining. That just makes me feel good. I love those guys are so fun. We could do that all day. We're gonna do something real soon. So, all right, but tonight we're gonna make these chicken dumplings. So we're starting with a stick of butter. And yes, it's a whole stick of butter. Yes, let that settle in. Let it settle. And you know why it's a stick of butter? Because it's chicken and dumplings. And you need to have that fat. You just need it there. That's just all there is to it. And I'm not going to argue this point. All right. So to this stick of butter, we're going to add some garlic. I'm using tonight garlic paste because this is the future. All right, y'all. Y'all want to see if I can get it right under the camera? Ah, almost. Boom, there it is. Garlic paste. Okay. I'm doing garlic paste because it's just easier to cook with, in my opinion, than chopping garlic. You actually get the same strong flavor of garlic and everything, but you just get it in a paste. They say 1 tablespoon of paste equals a clove of garlic. Okay, there. So I just put a bunch in there because I believe in that, and it's my cooking. Who else is out there? Oh, I see my sister in love, Eden. Hey, sis. So I says, can you chop the garlic? Yes, you can chop the garlic and use it. I am not anti-garlic chopping by any means. I love to, but I've honestly figured out that it's just easier with the paste. You know, when you use the little jars in the storage you can get that have minced or chopped garlic in them, it's really just chopped garlic swimming in like garlic water. Those, they work too in a pinch. And I'm not gonna lie, I keep some of that on hand. But listen, let me tell y'all something too, real quick. Hold up. Come closer. Come close. Come close. Turn the phone down. Hold on. Come close. Listen, don't let nobody make you feel bad for a shortcut. If you need to buy you some garlic in a jar so you have it, you do that. And if somebody says, "Ooh," and they get their nose up, you tell them, go and eat whatever you want to eat. We're going to eat this. And I guarantee you, they're going to be driving through someplace, picking up something while you folk are eating home cooked food with your chopped garlic from the jar. So that's all I'm saying. Don't let nobody make you feel bad for making your life easier. All right, there. That's it. Now, where were we? But garlic paste is a really nice way to meet in the middle. All right. Now, to this butter and garlic, I'm going to add some vegetables. I have in here some, I've got onions and celery and carrots. Okay. Now, you can use crinkle cut carrots or you could cut the carrots smaller. I like the whole one just because I do. I honestly have no real reason for it. It's just a personal preference. I like using the baby carrots. Now, what you have to remember though with the baby carrots is they're going to take a little bit longer to get soft when you make the whole dish. So when you first finish, if you want to eat it in like 10 minutes, you might need a little more time to let those carrots get soft, okay? Or cut them smaller, which I've done. I do a lot of times. And I just like them bigger. I don't know. I guess I'm just feeling root vegetable. I don't know. That's just what I'm doing tonight, but you can do other things with it as well. Now, another shortcut we're going to talk about tonight is chicken while this is browning. All we're doing is letting this get going. They just in there doing what they do, enjoying one another's company, being sweet, just being sweet. Here we go. We're going to go with this chicken. Now, I'm going to show you guys what I did here. See that? I bought two. Ooh, 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 there it is. Two rotisserie chickens. I get two. Rotisserie chicken is the best shortcut in the world. You can get a rotisserie chicken and use it to make anything you want, pretty much. And you will like have half the work done, right? Now, don't come again. Come again. They say they season, but they don't. They put some on it to give it some color. But if you mistake that for seasoning, you will be short. Okay. All right. So here we go. What we're going to do is, I take the rotisserie chicken, I debone it, and I take the skin off. Taking the bone and the skin off, set them aside, and we do what with that skin later, y'all? What do we do with it? We make stock. But you see this? This is just good chicken here. Let me show y'all. See here? See, we just got the chicken pieces. So now what I did after I've taken it apart like this, I'm going to cut it up into just little chunks. Don't cut it up really super fine. Okay. And the reason you don't want to do that is because as it sits in this water and this broth, what's going to happen? I got a little gristle. Hold on. As it sits in the broth, if you do that, what's going to happen to it is it's going to just come apart, and that chicken's it's not just going to be shredded. It's going to become stringy. Okay. So you want to cut it up to break it down some, but don't try to cut it way down. All right. Right now we're just letting this garlic get to know it as carrots and whatnot. And I'm going to use my gloves tonight for the meat. Do y'all use gloves when you cooking? Anybody use gloves? I do both. I cook a lot without them, but sometimes when I'm deboning chickens or doing things like this, I kind of like to go ahead and throw the gloves on. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? Hold on, let me move everything out the way. While that's in the pot, I'm just cutting this into big pieces. You see that? This is the whole chicken, the legs, the thighs, the breast. So you're gonna get all the pieces. And I'm telling you, when you have these chunks like this, let me find a good chunk to show y'all what I'm talking about here. You see this? You see that? Whoa. Y'all are not praying for me with this vision thing with the camera. I don't know if you can tell, but like this is a little piece of dark meat. This is some white meat. When you cut it in these chunks, you get all the good parts of the chicken. You know what I mean? The good stuff. And I get two chickens because Somebody says, I hate gloves unless cooking for outsiders. I actually understand that. The only reason I'm not a fan of it, but I cook with them because sometimes I don't want to get my nails messed up, girl. I'm just gonna keep it 100. I have a fresh manicure or something like that, and I am not trying to mess up my manicure. But here you go. So anyway, rough chop on the chicken. We're gonna take this chicken because it's already done, okay, and we're gonna put it in with our vegetables. And you want these chunks. You know what I'm saying? You want these chunks of chicken. These chunks of chicken are gonna make it feel like grandmama cooked it. I'm using two chickens in here. Now you might only need one. It depends on your family and how they eat over at your house. I got 6 people I'm feeding on the regular. Okay, and everybody eats like a grown person here, so I gotta go for it, and I go for it with 2 chickens. All right, here we go. So we're gonna take these chickens, this piece, the chicken meat that we have sat here and cut up nicely. Look at that. Ooh, ooh, I smell the garlic. Did y'all smell the garlic? You smell, go like, bring your head down like this, and you smell the garlic. Oh my God, it smells so good. I'm gonna add the chicken. Okay, there we go. Because the chicken is cooked, we don't need to do anything fancy. And remember, these vegetables are all gonna cook together in the good broth that we're gonna put on this. All right. All right. So let me get my hot glove. I steady burn my hand on these pots, y'all. I mean, it's like I'm trying to burn my hand. Oh, look at that. You see that? And we just wanted these vegetables, well, not the carrots, but just the celery and the onions to just get a little soft, start to get translucent on those onions. Ooh, y'all see that? Do y'all see that? I know you see it. I'm gonna start adding some seasonings. Now, I don't go overboard when I'm seasoning my chicken and dumplings. I like to use seasoned pepper. Now, I've been telling y'all about this stuff for years. Let me get it close for you. Can y'all see? Seasoned pepper. I've been using this stuff for years. And if you've been riding with me for a minute, for any length of time, you know I've been telling y'all for years to get this stuff. Now, am I putting too much in there? Probably. Am I going to change how much I put in there? Probably not. Okay, there. Now that we've answered that, and I'm going to add some salt. And I'm not going to go too crazy with the salt yet because we're going to use better than bouillon to get a real good flavor going on this broth. And I don't want to over salt it. Is it possible to over salt it? They say it is. I have yet to experience that. No, it is possible. I'm going in here with the new seasoning that I've been using, guys. It's called Himalayan pink salt with black pepper and garlic. Have you guys used this at all yet? Let me put it up here so you can see it. Have you guys had any experience with this yet? Any of you? I like this stuff. I've been using this a little bit lately, and I've been very, very pleased with the outcome. It tastes really nice. I like to make my own spices, but again, this is kind of like I told y'all about the garlic. Don't you let nobody make you feel bad for giving you a shortcut to do what you got to do, because you got to cook for them folks. Everybody else don't. And let me tell you right now, the folks with the opinions, the loudest opinions, honey, they ain't doing nothing. Okay? Where do I buy it? Grocery store. She said in my head, she needs some better than bouillon. Lisa, girl, I got better than bouillon. Girl, please, come on now. Come on, sis. I'm going to do that next. Hold on. First thing I like to do, though, is season this meat. See, now, if I'm making a roux and I'm not adding the vegetables or something like that to it, I'll season the roux. But because I'm adding goodies like this, I like to season all of this together before I get that bouillon in there. See that? Okay, it says here. Now let's go in with some flour and start making ourselves a roux here. Now I'm going to go in with about a cup of flour because I want it to be nice and thick. Okay, that's how I like it. Okay, maybe I start with 3/4. I want it to taste hearty. When I bite into this, I want to know that I had some chicken and dumplings. Now, you see how I'm stirring this up so that this lettuce, Lord, y'all, I said lettuce. Ain't never salad seen my kitchen in months, and I'm talking about lettuce. Lord, today. You want this flour, see there, to get absorbed. Now, if you need a little bit more fat, in there with your flour. I've got some melted butter here. Just pour a little in there if you need it. We're going to use this to make our dumplings. We're going to get to that next. Just pour a little of that in there if you need it. And you see this? You're not trying to cook the flour, and we're not trying to make a dark roux. All we're trying to do is add our thickening agent in here. See that? See how that flour is just absorbed now into everything? That's all we were trying to do is absorb that flour. So now that we've absorbed the flour, we're going to come in with our water. And we're going to pour gently. There we go. Now, you're going to give this a good stir. Make sure that heat is up. Look at that. Now, that flour and that water, when it starts boiling, that flour is going to thicken. And in the meantime, you want to get your better than bouillon on. Yes. Now, the directions on this say to use, does anybody read the directions? It says 1 teaspoon for 8 ounces of boiling water. Who does that? Am I on high, medium, low, or high? All right, y'all. All right, let me answer the question. I will slow down for the entertainment value of this program to explain the cooking. Most people just watch it for my effortless personality. This pot is on high because we're getting this stuff going. But keep moving. Keep it moving, especially initially when you're getting your butter in there and the vegetables and everything. Keep it moving because you don't want it to burn, okay? And then when we added the chicken, I kept it on high, the flour, stirring. We don't want it to burn, okay? We don't want it to burn. So I kept stirring until it all got absorbed. Then I added the water. I added tonight about 8 cups of water, okay? In the end, we're going to add more cream in this, and you may add more water. Now, the thing with adding more water is just know that you might have to go back and add a little more flour in there to thicken it some more. Remember, I only started with about 3/4 cup, all right? And you also may have to increase your bouillon if you add more water because it will start to dilute the flavor, okay? All right, so now here. So we're talking about these directions that say use 1 teaspoon for 8 ounces of boiling water. And I'm wondering, does anybody actually do that? I just put the stuff in until the ancestors tell me to stop. And they have never told me to stop with 1 teaspoon for 8 ounces of water. They never said that. See, I used the whole rest of this one. Now, don't worry, I have another one. I'm going to show y'all another little trick in a second, too. Keep this on hand. Order this in bulk, honey. I'm trying to tell you. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. There we go. Now, what you can also do, I'm not going to do it with this one tonight, but you can also use another flavor. Like they have Italian herb better than bouillon. They have roasted garlic better than bouillon. And let me tell y'all something. That roasted garlic better than bouillon, you put that joint in your mashed potatoes, baby. Now, I could put the garlic in here, but I'm not going to because this dish is a real savory down home dish. It's got garlic in it, okay? But you know, it ain't about the garlic. Somebody asked me a question. Let me see. When do the ancestors tell you to stop? When it's enough. You can't you can't let me see, you can't try to speak for the ancestors. You have to let them tell you. And you'll know it when you're in tune. You know what I'm saying? You're doing this right here, like this, and you're stirring, and you feel it. And like the ancestors just told me, baby, put a little bit more water in that pot. Okay. That's just how they talk. And then you just go get you a little bit more water and you obey. See? You say, woo. Because in the end, we are going to thicken this up more if we need to. All right? But look at this. You see how that's coming together? You see that pretty creamy color on there? That's what we're talking about. Now I'm going to add some more of this seasoned pepper because that's good. And it will not make it hot. Seasoned pepper is not hot. Y'all know about seasoned pepper, right? It's not hot. And I'm going to also add this one because this is that when I was showing y'all the Himalayan pink salt with black pepper and garlic. This is not spicy at all. I love this stuff. I've been very happy with it. Just mix the two together. Oh, yes. And we're gonna start on our dumplings while this comes to a boil. Okay, because we need it to come to a boil before we know if it's thick enough or not. That's the only way we'll be able to tell if it's thick enough, is when it comes to that boil. So now back here, I'm gonna leave that pot on so you can keep watching that. I think I am. I might turn it off so you can watch me. I don't know. I'm gonna see. We're gonna come over here to these dumplings. So if you're scared to make dumplings, raise your hand. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Somebody said better than bouillon, sofrito, and adobo. Yes, I have adobe now, and they have a chipotle one. Hi, Sarah. They have chipotle. They have an Italian herb. I used the Italian herb in a sausage and tortellini soup I made the other day. Oh my God, y'all! I'm telling you, them people need to be paying me because I've been telling y'all about them for years, and I just don't feel appreciated. But I'm not gonna stop using it because it make my food good. All right, let's get through these dumplings. What we're gonna do? Who else is scared? Oh, I know Patty's not the only person scared to make dumplings. Y'all tell the truth, shame the devil. If you're scared to make dumplings, just raise your hand. It's okay. It's okay. You're amongst friends. It's okay. It's okay. I love you. We're not gonna do anything mean to you. We're gonna show you how to do it. Okay? Now I got a little sweat on me, y'all. Oh, y'all don't work this stuff. This is the other reason I use gloves sometimes when I cook because oh, you get to sweating and stuff in the kitchen and things. I don't like nobody sweat dripping on my food. And I'm not a sweat dripper, but I don't even like the appearance of it, like the Bible says. Shine the variant. So I give my hands a good wash. Now, whew, here we go. All right. Patty, you are not alone. They just don't want to be honest and tell us that they're scared to make dumplings. But that's okay, baby. I got you. I got you. Okay. We're starting with self-rising flour. Now I'm using self-rising flour because y'all, I just said I was sweating, and my sweet husband just came and moved the fan closer to me. Y'all, I love you, boo. That guy. Whew, I'm gonna make this extra good because it's him now for sure. Okay. Thank you, babe. I appreciate that. All right, I started with a cup and a half here of self-rising flour. You don't have to use self-rising flour, but I like to use self-rising flour because it helps us have a nice little puff. Now, to the self-rising flour, I'm going to add some baking powder, just about a teaspoon. Now, if you are using regular all-purpose flour, you might want to add a full tablespoon of baking powder. But because I'm already using self-rising flour, and technically it already has the self-rise in it, I'm just going to put a little more in there, though, so be a little fluffy. All right, there's that. And then to that, I'm going to also add some salt. And I'm going to go in with a good heaping teaspoon of salt. All right. And the reason I'm just doing 1 teaspoon is because, again, the dumpling isn't necessarily the star of this show, but it is it's a close contender. I don't know. Somebody said, well, does he have any brothers? My husband has an older brother who's already married. I'm sorry, sis. But I'm going to keep my eyes open for you. I'm going to keep my eyes open. Someone else asked, is this in the cookbook? No, this is not in the cookbook. Whose recipe is this? Well, it's mine tonight, guys. Okay, this is a combination of mine and my grandma. My grandma used to make chicken and dumplings, and she would just be putting stuff in the pot. I'd be trying to see, but I used to like to watch her make her dumplings. So that's why it's kind of a combination recipe, hers and a little bit of mine. Is that fair? All right, now what we're going to do to this little contraption we've made here with the flour and the baking powder and the salt. So it's going to add butter. This is a melted stick of butter. Okay. Now we're not trying to make these. Let me get a glove on. We're going to stir it, and I'm going to get a glove. Okay. Now let me show you here what I'm doing. Can y'all see this? I'm just stirring. Okay. Getting it going. Okay. That is not going to be enough liquid. Okay. I'm aware of that. What we're going to do is take our measuring cup that we had our stick of butter in, and we're going to go right in here and get some of this liquid from this chicken. Okay. Now you could use some people just use plain old milk on the rest of their dumplings, which is fine. Nothing's wrong. But I've just discovered if you just put a little bit of that chicken broth in there, you get that flavor. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord Jesus. I just smelled it. Let me show y'all what we're working with. See here? See? I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. And I'm going to show you the consistency we're going for, okay? I'm just checking your question. See how it's starting to boil here? Our pot's starting to boil? It's going to thicken up on us. Oh, yes. Look at that. You see that? And we want that flavor throughout our dumplings. And that's why you want to just go in and just get a little bit of that dumpling liquid. And now, how much liquid should you put in the flour? I don't have a clean answer for that. You got to put in enough for it to come together so you can kind of roll it out. Okay? But you don't want it to be so wet, okay, that it's not going to do anything. All right? Let me show y'all what got here. You see this? This is the consistency we have right now. I'm going to switch to my glove, okay, because I want to go in with my hands. Your hands are your best kitchen tool. Is this helping anybody? I hope it is, because I'm working. Let me know if this is helping. Hold on, because if nothing else, we're going to eat good. Now, you see how this is starting to boil? I'm going to turn my heat down. Now, I'm going to turn it down to kind of a medium high. Okay, because I still want it to bubble, but I don't need it to keep going as fast as it was. All right. Okay, here we go. Hey, Sarah. Good to see you, Sarah. I got to see little Annabelle. She's a cute little girl. Okay. Whew. Gloves. Now, I'm going to go in here. Let me show y'all. You see how I'm working this dough together? See what I'm doing? It's a good consistency. You see that? It comes together, but it's not so wet that you can't do nothing with it. But it's also not so dry that you be sitting up there. You know, a dry dumpling. You know, you stick it to the roof of your mouth like it's peanut butter or something. Don't nobody want that. Now we're gonna give this a little knead. Let me see. Can you see me? Can you see? I'm gonna knead it a little bit because I want to develop this gluten so it doesn't fall apart. See that? Now I'm not gonna do all it. Okay. Have I just said I adjusted the heat, Steve? Y'all, I can say things like that to Steve because Steve is my cousin. I did not just say that. I said we turn the heat down to medium high because it's boiling, but we don't need it to cook as fast now that it's doing its thing. Y'all pray for my cousin. Pray for my cousin. Okay, here I'm doing this kind of neat. I'm not doing a real bread knead, an official kneading of the bread. I'm really just doing kind of a fold. Okay, you see that? I'm gonna add a little more flour to this. I'm gonna dry it out a little bit more. I'm gonna back myself rising flour. Like I said, I started off with a cup and a half of rising flour in here. Sometimes I use a little bit more or less. The thing is, you're gonna roll these dumplings thin. So depending on, Steve said we didn't hear his stomach was growling. I got you, cuz. I got you. You see how I'm doing this fold over knead, y'all? It's not really even a knead. It's just a fold. But I'm bringing it together so it's like this. Oh, yeah. Because you want it to have a little gluten development. That makes it not fall apart. The longer you knead it, the more the gluten's going to develop. Because that motion of the liquid with the flour keeps it going. Now, I'm just patting this out. I should probably get my roller, my rolling pin. Let me get it out. Hold on. We got to get this nice. It's got to have a nice little boil on it for us to drop these dumplings in. Ooh, y'all, that looks so thick and good. Let me find, you know what? I'm not going to stop and get a rolling pin. I'm just going to get a glass. I'm going to go country all the way. There we go. See how that's coming together? Can you see? I got to find a way. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you. Hold on. There we go. Now, how we going to do this, fam? Hold on. Overhead camera. See that? That's what we're looking for, this consistency. All right? And we want to roll them out nice and thin because remember, we put that What's that stuff in there? Baking powder in there. And that baking powder in there is going to help them have a little puff to them. Be nice and light. Okay. Now, if you want it to be a little, ooh, these are pretty. Let's test one. I probably should make them flatter, but I'm not. Yeah, nice. Here we go. I'm just going to cut this little piece off right here. Okay. See this little piece? Size of about a dumpling, right? And what we're going to do now that our heat is up is we're just going to drop it in. And as you drop it in, you drop it in so that it can have a chance to cook. It's going to cook in that liquid. But what you don't want to do is push it like crazy. You want it to just gently, just push it around and give it time to cook because it's boiling. It's going to cook. All right? So we're going to roll these out a little bit more. A little more flour on here. We'll smooth it out just a little bit more. Hold it one more time. And by having y'all using that chicken broth in these dumplings, that's gonna be a game changer. You make your dumplings with that in there, I'm telling you right now, people are gonna be like, "What did you do to those dumplings?" And I told y'all how you answer that when you make the food real good and they ask you questions. What you supposed to say? I don't know. I was just, you know, I was just, I was just, you got to play it off and be like, "Oh, that was nothing. What you talking about? Oh, that was nothing. Oh no, that was nothing. That was just simple. I don't know. It's just a little flour and water. Don't give all your secrets away. I'll tell y'all what I'm doing because when I tell y'all, I'm not giving away a secret. I'm sharing it with family. All right, there you go. See here. See how nice and easy that did that? And I use glass. That's how grandmama rolled out. Whose grandmama rolled out stuff with a cup or a glass or a jar? Okay. And then we're gonna give it a cut. This. And again, if your family likes big old thick dumplings, make them thicker and bigger. Just make sure you give yourself enough cooking time for them to get done. That's why once we get this up to the boil, we start dropping our dumplings in because the dumplings are going to cook in the water. Now look, what I like to also do on top of the dumplings, sprinkle a little more flour right before you put them in so they don't stick. Now, this is a little tip I have. Can y'all see what I'm doing here? I go on this cutting board or whatever, and I lift them all up. You see how I do this? Get them all lifted, like so, and then sprinkle a little flour over them all. This keeps them from sticking together once they get into the pot. And also, this excess flour will help thicken your pot a little bit more if it needs it. And we're going to add cream at the end of this. See that? See that? See? This is easy. That wasn't hard to make them dumplings, was it? Now, those of you who are scared to make dumplings, can you do it now? I want you to try it. I want you to show me. Because you can do it. They're not hard. It's a mindset. Now I'm going to drop these in. Drop them in nicely and gently. I flatten them out. Ooh, okay. It just fell on itself. Drop it, put it in like that. Flatten a little bit, drop it in. Flatten, drop, flatten, drop, flatten, drop, flatten, drop. Now I'm going to show you what they look like. Remember this first one that we put in there? It's still cooking, but I want you to see it. You see how pretty it is? See how it's got a little more puff to it, not a ton, but a little more puff to it because of the self-rising flour and the baking powder. Okay, Patty, I'm proud of you. You're gonna try. You can do this. Now, but I'm telling you one thing for sure, y'all. Don't get excited and just dump all the dumplings in at one time because that will leave you with a grand mess. Okay? Take your time putting them in. You took your time making them, take your time putting them in. Okay? Now, even though I've cut them up, but I've kind of tossed them all in the flour, I'm still going into each one. So somebody says, Steve don't like dumplings. Steve don't like dumplings. Maybe we aren't related. And again, once you get your dumplings in there, don't stir it and go crazy. Just let them move around like they need to. See how I'm just kind of pushing them around? And look how they opening up. See how they're puffing out? That's what you want. Now, I'm say it again. If you want thinner dumplings, some people like really little thin dumplings. That's fine. If that's what you like, then what you do is you roll yours out even thinner. If because I've seen some people have them, some recipes I've seen, and they just I don't know what those things are. They just don't look right. Something about them is not right. But somebody loves chicken dumplings. But I'm telling you, if you take the time with your dumplings and incorporate the cooking of the dumplings with the cooking of the actual pot itself, you can't go wrong. And this extra flour is going to be pretty much what we need to thicken it up. And that again is a personal decision. How thick do you want it? Right? Some people like it like a soup, kind of thin. Every soup I make is a chowder. Because if you eat soup over here, you're gonna get full. Look at that. And you see how these are oh, 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 the angels are singing. I love dumplings. And my kids love dumplings. And sometimes they prefer the dumplings I think to the chicken. They forget chicken and dumplings and they just have dumplings. So I admit I do the spoiling my baby thing. What's that? I make extra dumplings, probably more than they need, because my babies like it. And what do we do, mama? We do whatever our babies like, don't we? See here? I'm just pulling these apart a little bit. And again, they don't have to be pretty. You don't have to do the cutting like I cut them up. You ain't got to do all that. You don't. You can just, pull off pieces of your dough. It's really up to you. I sometimes get a little anal retention. That's that part of me that's still an accountant. You know what I mean? And we're gonna get ready to start tasting this in a minute. And we're gonna add that cream at the end. Oh, I can't wait to dig into this. To me, I wonder, have y'all ever thought about if you could do turkey and dumplings? Like if you have leftover turkey from Thanksgiving. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking too much. Am I doing too much? Y'all know I can do too much. Oh, look at that. You see that? This boiling water is cooking these dumplings. And the reason you want to push and not stir, you don't want them to sink to the bottom. They're not going to sink to the bottom. If you are worried about them sinking to the bottom, you shouldn't be. That means they're too heavy, too dense. If you put your test one in there and it sinks to the bottom, that's okay. Take it out, put a little more flour. Well, don't take it out, but put some more flour in your dough to lighten it up a little bit. Dry it out, okay? Because it's sinking because they're too heavy. But see how these are sitting up nice and ooh, ooh, ooh. Good God from glory. Good God from this is only a cup and a half of dumplings here of what number I used now? A cup and a half? Something like that. It wasn't mentioned. I added a little bit more to it. And this flour is utterly important. I'm not thinking too much. Thank y'all. Oh, Sarah said her sister did that. I wasn't sure, sometimes we get carried away and we just start thinking like crazy. How was y'all's Thanksgiving while we're finishing this up? Please tell me, how was the food? How did everybody? Okay, we lost the dumpling. We officially lost the dumpling. Our Thanksgiving was absolutely wonderful. We had wonderful guests, family was here, and it was a great first Thanksgiving in Texas. Okay, y'all are telling me that turkey and dumplings sounds good, and I didn't overthink it. Thank you, fam. Y'all helping the sister not feel crazy. Now, when you're stirring this, make sure that you go to the bottom. Okay? Make sure you go to the bottom and stir. Your dumplings are not melting, but make sure you go to the bottom and stir because you can get a little residue on the bottom. That's just part of cooking. If you don't like residue on the bottom, you're not gonna make it in this country cooking. Okay, it's gonna be some residue. All right. Oh, good. You guys had great Thanksgiving. Oh, Sarah cooked everything. Go ahead, girl. I shouldn't be surprised. Sarah loves to cook. Look at this. Look at this. I told you I do this many dumplings because of my kids, so I'm gonna stop. Y'all don't have to do this many. They're spoiled. Okay, I'm stopping there. I said I'm stopping there. Now that I put them all in there practically right now, I'm stopping. Oh yeah, good job. Stop it. What else y'all saying here? She said she's a fan of Sherry Moore says she's a fan of dumplings. She doesn't like the biscuit drop. You know what? I'm so glad Sherry said that. She said that over on YouTube, Facebook fam, because you guys can't see that. Some people do that. They go buy a can of biscuits and then they just kind of like pull the biscuits off and drop them in there. That's not biscuit, chicken and dumplings. That's chicken and biscuits, okay? Which is different. It's not the same thing as chicken and dumplings, because if it was chicken and dumplings, they would call the biscuits dumplings, but they're biscuits, okay? A dumpling is what you make. But having said that, having said that, you can buy dumplings already made. I've done it before. You can buy them in the freezer. The frozen section, you buy dumplings made, and you just have to just break them apart. They're really thin, but it works. Again, if you're in a jam, oh, hold up, come close. Don't let nobody make you feel bad for using a shortcut. Do what you got to do. But they're called Ann's or Auntie Ann's dumplings or something. Anybody else seen them before? And they actually work. They're thin, but they work. Okay, let me see where we are on flavor. Hot. That's oh wow. You know what? There is something spiritual I think going on with my hands because the last two times I've been making stuff, I have not. The seasoning has been on point. Oh my god, that's so good. All right, I'm gonna add a little cream. The cream is optional, but I just like to add a little cream in there. I put about a cup in there. I have 2 cups here, but I only put about a cup in. I'm gonna stir the cream in while pushing my dumplings around. And you want to give this time for your dumplings to get done. Now you notice how the soup thickened up even more when we put that flour in there with our dumplings. Now we're gonna get a little stick of butter. Somebody made a comment earlier and noticed I use Kerry Gold butter. This is the best stuff. What does the cream do? The cream just makes it creamy, baby. That's all. It don't do nothing fancy. It just makes it creamy. Literally. That's literally all it does is make it creamy. All right, and here I've got about 2 tablespoons of butter I'm going to drop in, and that butter is just going to make it silky. And that butter going to give it some sugar. What kind of cream? Tonight I'm using uh, half and half, but you can use regular milk. I don't usually have regular milk. It's a long story. I'm using half and half tonight. I wouldn't use heavy cream because it's pretty thick and it's already thick. If you do use something like heavy cream, though, what I would say to do as well would be to use a little bit more water to thin it out so it's not a thick mess. Someone says that there is a cream shortage. No, no, we've got good cream out here. And just so for whoever asked again, the cream that we put into the chicken dumplings just helps make it rich. That's really all it does. It's not going to make it soupy. It'll only get soupy if you put too much in. And if you put in too much and your dish starts to get thicker than you want, I mean thinner than you want, what you do, I'm gonna show y'all. You take a measuring cup, put you about a quarter to a half a cup of water in it. Okay, I'm not gonna do this all the way because I don't need to, and then you take about a tablespoon to 2 of flour. You dump it in, and you whisk like this. Okay, make sure you get all of the lumps out of the flour, and make sure this water is cold. And then once this is boiling, you pour that in, and it will thicken up. Okay, if you need to do more, just do it gradually at a time. Try not to do more than a quarter to a half a cup of water at a time. And then taste it to make sure your ratios are good with your flavor. Remember, we used our concentrate, okay? And because we used our concentrate, we don't want to dilute the flavor too much. But if we do, ooh, that butter is making this. Can y'all see the butter? No, you can't see it. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try one more time. Hold on. Oh God, I'm gonna see if a dumpling is done. I'm trying to find one that's done so I can show y'all how they come out. Not how they came out. I'll show you how they come out. I'm trying to find a small one in here. Let's try this one. I don't know. It should be done. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Done. Oh, yeah, because you don't want the dumpling to be gummy. Oh, that's good. I need to. Ooh, oh. I'm gonna let them cook a little longer. They're not quite where they need to be. They look. Oh my God. But let me tell you something. They're a little gummy still. Let's see a few more minutes. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus. Oh glory. I'm gonna tell you what makes the dumpling so good. It's that chicken broth. Remember how we got the chicken broth? The flavor of the soup is in the dumpling. Somebody said, "What other dish do I serve with this? Or is this enough?" Baby, this is dinner. We don't need nothing else with this here. Look, look, look. What else can you do? Look at that? We got the whole chicken. Remember I told you guys about the chicken? I said make sure you leave your chicken in big pieces. See these chunks right here, chicken? See that? If you cut the chicken too small or you shred it too much, it'll turn to just stringy chicken, and we don't want that. All right, that's gonna be dinner right there. And them dumplings is everything. Push them around. Don't stir hard. Let the liquid and the heat cook them. They should expand a little bit. See how these kind of got a little puffed up? That's from that baking powder we added in there. All right, family, it is time for me to eat. This right here is calling my name. That broth is just on point. The peppers we used, again, we used Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, and garlic. And my old standby has been rocking with me. You already know seasoned pepper is everything. Now, let me tell you before I hang up, before we get out of here, don't forget, if you don't already have your copy, let me get this view up. Oh, Lord Jesus, y'all pushed the wrong buttons. Here we go. Okay. If you haven't already, order your copy of Calibama Cooking, my cookbook. If you use the code Dallas, you will get a special discount, 20% off. Use the code Dallas on checkout at cheflorius.com. This recipe is not in there, but a little bird told me there might be another cookbook coming and at some point soon. Who knows? All right. Then maybe this one will make it. Thank you for joining me, family. I love y'all so much. I can't wait to see you next Monday. Same place, same time. More Calibama Live right here with me in the Love Lab. That's the kitchen. Yeah. Have a wonderful night. Enjoy yourselves. Bye bye. Happy cooking.